Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. This is the new SENCUT Vesperon. Would you look at it? Just look at it and all of its Vesperonness. And this one has some very nice micarta. I'll give you a nice little upsy-closey, a little bit of texture vision. And these come in micarta, G10, or the Gaborsha wood. And it does have a reversible deep carry clip with flat screws, no mushrooms growing in the shade. And this is a multiple deployment knife, baby. You can use a flipper tab or you can use the thumb hole. And look it up here at the flipper tab, they did put the jimping going all the way around and the jimping is adequate. It does have enough grab to grab on the left side, the right side, and straight up and down, so I don't have any issue deploying this very nice looking blade. This bad boy is 7.84 inches overall. It has a 3.35 inch blade. It only weighs 3.44 ounces. It has caged ceramic ball bearings, and look at this. It does have a liner lock. And the liner lock does have good lockup, not that you can really see it there. And your centering is just right. This is a joyful knife to handle. I like the way it fits in my hand. And these run around 39 to 43 bucks depending on which version you go with. Now, the jimping up on the spine, I think maybe because this version here is the coated blade, that has slickened out the jimping. So the jimping doesn't have a lot of grab. It's more of an aesthetic than it is a usable jimp. And for sharpening purposes, if you look right up here, your plunge grind is up here and your heel is right here. So you do have room to sharpen without hitting your plunge grind and giving it a smile. They did a good job of chamfering off the edges of this micarta. However, at the top of the edge of the micarta, this could also stand to be rounded off just a little more itself. But I like the way this hand, feels in my knife. It's a very good hand. It feels very good. Let's check out and see how sharp it is. I hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful day. I know I am because I'm getting to share another knife with y'all. And look at this. Oh yeah. This one is, man, I'm telling you, I've been getting a lot of knives coming super sharp from the factories. The factories are getting the message and doing some very nice bevels or secondary grinds on these bad boys. And since we have it down here on the table, let me give you an idea of the size of this knife. Here is the QSP Penguin. Everybody should have a Penguin, right? And the Civivi Elementum, the original Elementum. This is a bigger knife than the medium-sized knives that these two here represent. One of my favorite SENCUTs that came out this year, the SENCUT Serene. There's a good look of how that is. So if you have a Serene and you have this handle, you know how this handle feels. This is in that territory. It's just a tad shorter, not as short as it looks like on the video because we are at a slight angle. And your blade size is not that different. You see when I pull it up here and put it next to it, heel to heel, then yeah, you have the same cutting length as the Serene does. And a very popular is the SENCUT Saxy. So if you have a Saxy, and let me put it right on top of it. Let me see here. Pivot to pivot. The SENCUT Saxy has the same length handle. And then for blade length, you have the same blade length with the Saxy as you do the new SENCUT Vesperon. Now, how does it feel? Let's see. Left and right, up and down, it is solid. So I have no movement. It feels very solid. Now, your pass-through, there's not a lot of pass-through to get to this mild jimping on the liner lock. I do have to make sure that I stick my thumb down there. You're not gonna just gracefully go across and engage that crossbar. You do have to commit your thumb in there to disengage the blade, but once you do, it has great action. The reverse flick is money. It has a good detent, and then the flicking is perfect. This is the kind of knife I like. It gives me a couple different options for deployment. You can use your thumb, you can reverse flick it. Can I use my index finger? Yes, you can use your index finger and you're right there ready to go. The grip on it is good. I don't have hot spots. I'm just well aware that the corner of this pocket clip is touching me just at the edge of my hand. So if you have less than a large width hand, that is going to be past your hand and you're not gonna feel the edge of that. So if I'm doing some push cuts, that may come into consideration, that may come into play, but the reverse grip is very comfortable. And I just think it is amazing what they are doing in the $40 price range with SENCUT. They do such a good job with their quality control, the blades that you get, the sharpness you get right out of the box. I mean, you take it out of the box and it is ready to do some apple peeling or open some boxes or just put in your pocket. It depends on how much of a user you are of knives. Some people use them hard. card. Some people like me collect them and use the ones that are in their pocket at the time as a user. I like to test them out. I like to see what they do on cardboard, how they function, how well they sharpen, and 9CR18 MOV is a fantastic steel, especially if you're newer to the knife community and you're just gonna learn to sharpen knives and you don't want a super steel or you don't want D2 or something that may be difficult for new folks in the knife community to put a nice edge on. 9CR18 is a great steel to learn how to sharpen on. I say that about 9CR18. I also say that about AUS 8 and 8CR13 MOV. They're great steels to give it a go. And speaking of giving it a go, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because we have a live stream where we talk about all the various knives that were on the channel the previous week. Not to mention, we have a knife cam where if you say, hey, can you put the Elementum up next to the Saxy? And I'll be like, sure. Anything else you want to know? We just have a fun time. We talk about food and the dog comes down. It's so much fun. And we always do giveaways. And if you don't want to miss it, because a lot of people always miss it and they've never seen a live stream. If you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell a half an hour before the live stream starts, it will remind you. Then you can come and hang out. You can lurk or you can talk. You'll see that you do not have to be a knife aficionado to come and hang out on the live stream. If you only have one knife that you bought at a gas station, have it in your hand while you're in the live stream. Tell us about it. We talk about every versions of knives. We all learn from each other. We have a fantastic time. Well, I hope you enjoyed checking out the SENCUT Vesperon. Go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you in the chats or the lives or at the Hive stream on Friday night, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.